So welcome to my channel. This is Gamer Dom and this is exciting. I bought the wonderful space adventure game Stellaris the other day. I've been playing around with it for a few days and really enjoying it, and I thought, well, let's do some videos, show it off, show my game off. I don't claim to be an expert. I'm sort of learning as I go along, but if you fancy the journey as we try and learn how this game works out, then welcome aboard and let's see what we can find out. So Stellaris is a space exploration, discovery and war game. So you have a multitude of races. It's made by the same people that made Crusader King and Europa Universalis, whatever. I played Crusader Kings, and that's a great fun game. And then immense games, absolutely immense games with huge amounts of things that can happen in there, different variety of things depending on which race you are, what course of action you take. And this one's no different, but it's just set in space. So let's click on the old new game, and right away you can see you're presented with a number of races that are already predetermined. So this top one was one that I made earlier. Here's one I made earlier. This one is a sort of standard humanoid United Nations type nation. You have a militaristic British Freudian slip, a militaristic humanoid race. You have this one, which is more, what's that, sort of reptilian. That one's sort of Avarian. That's just blobs. And that one's just, what's the creature in Doctor Who? I forget. That's that. This one's a fungus. And that one's mammalian. So you have all these different races, and they all have characteristics. You can see here, this one characteristic of this one is they're charismatic, they're solitary, they're natural engineers and quick learners. Their sort of government style is materialistic, pacifist and xenophile. These are the sort of equipment, this is their world, and you also have the opportunity to create your own. So here you can create pretty much any race you want. So let's have a look at appearance. We can have mammalian again, so there's all sorts. Look at this thing. Whoa, some seriously funny looking dudes. Him looks like he's got, I don't know, I'm not going to say that. That's fun as well. Reptarian. Oh, there's more. I just realised there's even, oh no, that's bad there, sorry. So there's reptile type ones. Oh, I like him. It's a turtle. It's a turtle, isn't it? I like him. I hadn't seen him before. It's a frog or something like that. Avarians. Look at these. They're just wonderful. So, oh, he's evil. Absolutely evil. Mosqueloid. And fungaloids. So you basically can choose to create your own race, and they have all sorts of characteristics. You can name them yourself. You can shape the lists, names that come on the lists depending on the different types. You can see all the different variants here. You can choose your traits. You have so many trait points to pick, so only 2, and you can see the various things that these are. Agrarians give a bonus for food and blah blah blah. So there's all that. You can nominate your ruler, what he's like, she's like, the type of planet that you start out in. That's predetermined. You can determine that. You can name it. What your cities look like, your government ethos, what they're like, your empire name, the flag that you use. Then things like, what sort of weapons do you start with? Do you start with projectiles? Do you start with missile weapons? Do you start with energy weapons? What sort of method of movement do you use in space? There's the warp, which is just how you imagine. You just move around, relatively slow travel between the stars, but pretty easy to do. The hyperspace travel, which allows you to jump between pre-existing sort of paths, and then the wormhole, which is kind of really fun, which you literally just sort of warp from one system to another, but there's a cooldown after you've done it. You also have various different ship types, and as the game goes on, you're able to choose and design your ships according to what you discover and what you've created. So those are all the options. So I'm tempted to just take one of the straight races that they've got here. Let's go with Commonwealth of Man. It's a horrible name though, isn't it? So the characteristic of these, it's a military dictatorship. They're xenophobe, so basic slavery is good. They're fanatically militaristic. Now this is a war game. From what I understand of this game, you only really win by killing and fighting enemy sides. So being that way, maybe starting out as an aggressive race is probably not a bad thing. We'll see. They're quick learners and they're nomadic, which means you can populate the Earth. So it has all this stuff around what their history is. So the history of these, they obviously came from Earth. They've arrived on an alien world and basically set themselves up as a militaristic state, and they're called Unity. Their early weapons are lasers. They use wormholes to travel, and they have a fairly traditional sort of spacecraft. So we'll take them, I think. You then have the option to determine what size of galaxy you're using. So the huge has 1,000 stars, large 800, medium 600, small blah blah blah. So you can see them all there. So we'll stick with the medium. Different shapes of solar systems: elliptical, spiral with 2 arms, spiral with 4 arms, or ring. Again, it's purely random, and the beauty of this sort of game is that every time you play it, you can get a completely different setup, and yeah, you can go anywhere. So you have Iron Man mode. I don't think we'll do that just yet. Difficulty, what's the options? Hard, insane, or normal. Let's stick to normal for the time being. So we'll stick with that. And we'll load up the game, and you can see what we've got. So this is our home world. Now what you'll see across the top here, we'll come to that in a minute because I can't show it while this box is up. So this is our history. So more than a century has passed since the Great Ark carried 250,000 of our ancestors from the distant Earth to the garden world we've come to know as Unity. After a long and perilous journey, the colonists rejoiced when they first saw sunlight again, a bet from a foreign star. Early years were difficult. Citizen militia were formed to fight off the lethal alien wildlife that they found themselves sharing their new world with, and cultivating the terrestrial crops that had been brought proved harder than imagined. Yet for each challenge overcome, we became stronger. Once this new world had been tamed, our numbers grew exponentially. The last few decades have seen great leaps in technology, and we're now finally ready to reach out and reclaim the stars from whence we came. Bum bum bum!
Welcome, Grand Marshal.
So you also have
a prototype synthetic intelligence developed under utmost secrecy by the military. High Command has activated me to serve as your advisor and strategic analyst.
Yeah, cool. Right, so you have an online help, basically, which you can set up to tell me everything. So that's a full tutorial. Only some tips only, or shut the thing down if you know what you're doing. So I'm going to lose the middle one because I've played a few and it does get a little bit annoying. It keeps popping up all the time.
I will provide tips explaining only basic functions and
tools.
tools.
Thank you. So what we have here, so this is our galaxy. This is our star system we've started in. Now we're paused at the moment. You can see at the top here it's paused, and you have an option to speed the game up if you want to, or slow it down. So pause and speed it up. So in my solar system, it appears we have one big gas planet there. We have Unity itself, which is our home world there. We have New Luna there. There's our sun, Marble, which is not very good by the look of it. Jackson planet, which is a frozen world. We have an asteroid here, another asteroid here. Inferno, which is a molten world, well it would be with a name like that. Another asteroid. Hyperion, which is a gas world. Helios, which is a frozen little moon-like thing. Tumbleweed, which is a barren world. And that appears to be our world. And one of the beauties of this game, you can scan in. Look at this. Oops. Move off. There's our construction ship. Oops. Excuse me. Make your eyes go weird. There is our starting warships we start with. So each nation starts with 3 basic warships, corvettes. You start with a spaceport, which is there. You start with a science ship, which is there, and you start with a construction ship, which is there. So that's what you have. And there's our world. There you go. So that's our little ecosystem to start with. But of course, that's only part of the world that we know. If you click on that, you come out into the galactic. You come out of the into the galactic map, and here is the total universe that we are. So we're right out here on the right. Every one of these little dots is another star system. There you go. Oh, before I come out of that, one of the things to point out. This is the coloured region is our zone of influence. So this is the bit that we kind of consider to be ours. And within that there's another star system here, but we haven't explored it yet. And the secret of this game is very much exploration initially. So first things first, we will find our science ship, which is this fella here.
This is our science ship, which is used to survey astronomical objects such as planets in the star system. A planet needs to be surveyed in order to make its resources visible.
There you go. So, like what he says. So you have a science ship which basically allows you to explore the universe. It starts with an officer on board. Now, these sort of officers are really, really important part of the game, and you have to be aware of what their benefits are or not. So what we're going to do first of all, we're going to right click here, we're going to choose the option of survey system, and you can see the course the ship will take around all the different elements within our home system and explore them and find out whether they've got any minerals, any resources, that sort of thing within them. And you'll see also the selected one goes yellow. It's yellowy gold as opposed to the green that most of mine are. Oh, the other thing to say here, this down here, this is the warp hole that or wormhole that we have to start with. So with wormhole travel you need to have an initial one that allows you to move out of your system. It's here marked up, and you can see the range that it will get me out to initially. So not much to do with the construction, but that's our construction ship.
To construct space stations. When an astronomical object, such as a planet, has been surveyed, we can order this ship to build a research station or a mining station to exploit any resources it may have.
So within these systems, some of these planets will have various resources. Depending on what those resources are, your construction ship can exploit them, basically. That's the point. What else have we got in here? No, that's alright. So up the top here we have various symbols here. This is our government key.
The screen presents us with information regarding our empire and its government. Here we can see our ruler and any related effects.
So this is our government tab. You can see here what we knew already. So we're xenophobes, we are fanatical militarists. Details about your ruler, so who's actually leading the state. Because we are a dictatorship effectively, we do not have any elections. Now that is quite important, because in some peoples where you have elections, you can find that a new ruler comes to power and as a result it changes some of the strategy of the state. So Empire effects, we have a naval capacity of 14, so we can basically supply 14 ships at the moment. Edicts, there, we'll come on to those in a bit. Also got things
the budget
like
tab
budgets.
tallies our Empire's monthly income and expenses in energy credits. Here we can also track a variety of effects that influence our economy.
Like what he says. So basically you can see all the cost of maintenance of ships, which is in economic, in these energy amounts. So this star thing, this sort of lightning bolt thing, is the energy expenditure, and various other upkeep. So being a military dictatorship, our upkeep to our ships is actually 5% less than anybody else's. Our army is the same, our ship costs the same, and these can change depending on things that you set later in the game. Monthly income is 10, economic energy, and we spend 7, so we only have a bonus of 2.3, and you can also see that up here. So energy credits, we have 50 in our stores, we're making +2 every year. The other resources up here, you've got minerals, so we've got stockpile of 200 and we're making 7 extra. Influence, that's a different, you gain that in different ways by various activities that happen throughout the game. So like it says here, various edicts, recruiting leaders spends them, setting up frontiers spends them, but you also recoup them through various things through the game. Also physics research is on +5, societal research and engineering research. These ones, strategic reserves, I'll worry about those later. At the moment we can directly control 5 planets. Obviously we only have 1 at the moment, so those are ones that we've colonized. That's basically we're allowed to colonize 5. And naval capacity, we've got 3 vessels out of the 14 we're allowed. So that's a good point. The science ship and the construction ship don't count towards that total. That's warships. Okay, so you can see that there.
The Policies tab covers government policies, as well as Empire-wide edicts, practices that can be enforced by spending some of our influence.
Yeah, I don't have to tell you anything because he tells you everything. There you go. So, war economy setting, we're on static, which basically is a normal one. You also have semi-static, which allows increased spending effectively on the military. If you wanted to do that, I'll need to. Slavery is allowed in our state, so again you can change, that can be changed. Not a good idea if you have that and your nation, you change the sort of against the ethos of what the nation is, it can cause some uppress. So we've got slave procreation. Do we allow it or do we not allow it? I think we'll allow it. Oh, it doesn't seem we've got an option. Okay, we won't do that then. Purges, so again this is to do with if you're trying, when you've got other races in your empire, you might want to purge them to force them to work in various ways. Orbital bombardment, at the moment we're set to full bombardment, so we won't care about the damage we cause when we fire. Migration, only our main species, so only humanoids are allowed to. At the moment that's a moot point because we don't have any other species in our empire. Resettlement is allowed. Voting, it won't be allowed because it's elitism, so no, we don't believe in that. No population can vote. The leaders of the empire will decide the ruler on re-election. So when the ruler dies, they'll decide who takes over. Leadership, primary species only. So again, you know that's not going to change with this people that we're using, but other ones might well allow different leaders to take over. And first contact protocol, what are we going to be, peaceful or aggressive? Well, given the fact we're militaristic, aggression is probably the one we're going to have.
The demographics tab tracks the makeup and spread of our empire's populace.
There you go. So again, this one's not really going to have any effect because at the moment we only have humanoids in our empire, but over time you'll be able to see the different spread, different effect of our empire.
The Empire screen lists the planets of our empire, with leaders and the different factions in separate tabs. It also lets us create and manage sectors.
So there you go. That allows us to. That's exactly what it says. We only have one city at the moment, and one set planet at the moment. So that's all we have.
In the contact screen, we see a detailed list of all the various empires we have encountered. Their opinions of us are visible at a glance, and we can quickly and easily engage in diplomacy.
Obviously there are all sorts of artificial intelligence empires in this game. You can play this multiplayer as well, but I'm only playing it single player at the moment. So as you encounter races and you make contact, and what happens with them will also appear on this page.
All the ships in use within our empire are designed here. New hull sizes and components will be unlocked as we research new technologies.
There you go. So basically you get to design your ships. So this is our starting Striker Core vessel, which is a Magic class corvette. Has small lasers, red lasers and medium red lasers, and it has fusion reactors, and you can see the effects, the costs and build time and everything else here. Construction ship is the one we've got here. Nothing much you can do with that one, it's just as it is. Our science ship is there again. So, and if you wanted to create new ones, here you go, you just do it here, and there's 3 different types at the moment, and this will increase as you do more research. So at the moment we have Striker, which is the one we've got at the moment. We have an Interceptor, which has 3 short range weapons, and 5 utility slots, and then the Shifter, which only has 1 Striker. So again, you can determine what they are, and as you unlock different weaponry, you can equip it in different ways. What else we got?
The situation log displays a list of all currently available special projects and various other points of interest. New items will likely appear as we begin exploring the galaxy.
There you go. So basically, as we discover things, as we find new quests to do or missions to do, they'll appear here.
The technology screen is where we will be directing our research efforts. Technologies are categorized into 3 different fields, with each field typically having 3 available research options.
You get that? So basically you have physics, society and engineering, and which of these that come up when you start researching is entirely random. So you can get lucky, you can get unlucky. There's a certain weighting of certain of them, but basically, yeah, it comes up. And you can see I've obviously got, my government obviously has a focus on societal research, so it's plus 12% for that, whereas only plus 2 on the other 2. So we'll select some of this. So physics, this is our scientist here. So there are 3 options each time to choose from. So orbital energy converter gives us access to solar panels, which creates energy. Quantum theory unlocks the physics labs for us, so that's useful. And global energy management allows us to store extra energy, but it also unlocks power hub, which is actually quite a useful one to have. So I'm going to take that one to start with, because power always seems to be a necessary thing we need. So our friend Claudia here, who's 43. These are the options we have here. So first up we have New World Protocols, so the ability to unlock the colony ship, and which is useful. We also have the ability to do biolabs, so again that's useful, particularly for to research technologies that we have along the way. Then planetary unification, so basically it allows us to get extra influence quicker, which is all of these 3 are very, very good. I'm going to go with the colonial one to start with, because this game is a game of expansion. You need to grab good resources early on, so the sooner we can get a colony established the better, even though they are tremendously expensive initially to run. Engineering, what's the options here? So this one unlocks engineering facility, this one gives us armor for our shipping, and this one allows the Bethian power plant, which is a really, really good resource. So I think I'm going to go with this one. Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that one. I think that's a useful one as well. So that's our research setup. So the other thing we need to do before we start the game...
This is our homeworld and the capital of our empire. The planet's summary screen, which we are currently looking at, provides an overview of the planet's important statistics.
You get that? So yeah, that, like what you said. So this is our homeworld, there's our governor, this is our position on how we are, these are the resources that we're producing within this. We currently have 7 population out of a possible of 10. We have a surplus of food, and we have 16 tiles of the planet, and this is all the resources that it produces. We'll come back to edicts later because I don't want to confuse things just right now.
Here we see a visual representation of this planet's surface, divided into tiles. This tab is only visible on colonies and surveyed worlds that are habitable. Each pop occupies a single tile, which means that there can never be more pops on a planet than there are free tiles.
There you go. So, as you said, this is basically a visual rendition of our planet. You've got things here that need to be cleared before you can use them, and the little things here are the resources that are collected. So, well, in this case they can't be because they're not there. But these cities here, these ones here. So this is already been set up for us. It's got what has it got on there? A power plant producing 5 energy values each go for us, which is really, really useful. You have options to demolish, replace, deactivate, and then eventually upgrade as you move forward. This one here is just open ground, produces food, only 1, but there's no building on that, so immediately I'm going to build.
Cause adjacency effects to other buildings in neighbouring tiles. Let us take this into consideration when constructing new facilities.
There you go. So shut that down. So you have options to build on it. If you can see that basically this tile produces food. If we changed it to any of these other ones, we'd lose the food. So food is valuable. So I'm going to put hydroponic farms on him instead, and they'll start building. You'll see at the moment it's only 1, but once it's finished building it'll produce 2 food. These 2 decks are empty. This one's a good one, produces 4 food. This one, what's this one? Oh, this is our planetary administration. So this is where the place is run from. Produces minerals and food, which is good. This one is a rather good mining site, producing 4 minerals a turn, which is good. Again, this one needs clearing, that one needs clearing. Here we have this one is an interesting one. So this produces engineering research points. So really we want to put a lab or something on there. There you go, we'll put a basic lab in there. You can see I've done this. It starts to reduce the amount of things we've got available to us to use. And this one here is food again. I think we'll put another... No, I'm not going to put another one on for the moment because I'm going to build some ships. So when I have some more minerals, I'll do that.
This is where we manage all ground forces on this planet. The upper portion of this view is divided into 3 sections. The top section represents the orbital space above the planet. The middle section is the atmosphere, and the bottom section is the surface.
Okay. So that's what it's talking about here. So we have garrison, 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 and garrison here, and so basically we will get onto this later. But to attack planets, you have to take down the defenses before you get anywhere. I don't have any generals attached to this yet. There's no point just now. I'm not going to do anything with this bit just yet.
The Spaceport tab is where we view orbiting fleets, build new ships, and upgrade the station itself. If a planet has no spaceport, we can order the construction of one if we have the necessary resources.
There you go. So,
military fleets are used to protect our...
Didn't mean to do that. Let's go back to that. So here we can see we've got our first strike squadron, which is those 3 corvettes we saw earlier. We have the construction ship here, and we have the ability to build new ships. Here we go, depending, and you can see the greyed out if we can't either afford them or we haven't unlocked them yet. So at the moment we have the Corvette and two different types of Corvettes. I'm going to build another one because we're a militaristic state, we're not going to be friendly to our neighbours, and therefore chances are we'll end up fighting fairly early on. And there are various things that you get various sort of creatures out there that you have to take on to clear to allow you to use systems. So having some decent fighters early on is a good plan. The space station also has, well, you can see actually going to come through that, you also have the ability to build another construction ship, build another science ship, and build another upgrade your space station, which will allow you to do better things basically. But that's very expensive. And when we've built the colony, when we finally unlock the ability to build colonial ships, that will appear here too, and this is where you build it from. Defences, we have laser defence module in place. We could put another one in, no point just yet. I don't think we're going to be threatened for a while in terms of our home planets. Probably elsewhere we will. So that's where we are. We have I think what we're also going to do is send out our warships just to see what they can find. So we've selected them, we've got the 3 of them here. First of all, we'll put a leader in if we can find one.
Hire, dismiss and assign idle governors, scientists, admirals and generals.
Okay, so here we go, we've got nobody available at the moment. We're going to see recruit, and this is random again. So you can see their ages, and this is important because they do die in the game. As the years go by, they die. At the moment they all start at skill 1. This is their attribute. He's got an unyielding. So basically they'll never retreat. I'm not sure that's necessarily a great thing. He's a good scout, and he's cautious. Oh dear. And the cost that it costs is 50 what's it called? Influence, that we're up here. So we've got 100, so we could recruit 2. Okay, we'll go for the hard as nails. Probably regret it. It gets in all kinds of scraps, but so he's available. We click on our Strike Force 1. There he is. Select him, and now he commands this ship, this group of ships. Now, as he gets busy doing stuff, he will increase in his skills. So go from 1 star to, I don't know, I've only got up to about 4 so far. No, I've got up to 6 so far. That's it. So where should we send him to start with? Let's send him to this nearest world here. Oops. Need to select him first, and we'll right click there, and you can see, oops, I buried it under there. You can see the trajectory of him flying. So I think that's probably as much as we need to do to start with. Other things we've got here, this will jump us back to our main world. This is basically our battleships and our spaceships. That's what I'm trying to say. That's our science ship, and that's our construction. And these are jump to quickly buttons. Now down here is various hotkeys and activations that you can have. I think that's probably as much as I need to do. You can get rid of that if you needed to, but it's probably not a good idea. So you can see here all my ships, the fact that everything seems to be that he's going to be moving, he's surveying. Obviously the construction ship hasn't got anything to construct yet, so he's not doing anything just yet. So, whoops, let's see what we can do. Start the turn. And the game runs continuously unless you stop it, basically. So we'll go back into our planet. You can see them all heading off. You see the spaceships heading towards the wormhole. They'll disappear into that, and you can see our science ship heading out to survey our system. He's heading into the wormhole and should disappear from there and almost immediately reappear. So the benefit of the wormhole is it's quick. Once you've got into the wormhole and you've travelled down it, you appear pretty quickly. However, the downside is you need to build different wormholes around to keep jumping and jumping and jumping. Plus, when you arrive in a new system, which we have here, there's a bit of a cooldown period while all the engines and everything else get back to normal. So this is one of our neighbours. We can see here.
Construction complete.
Oh, okay. We've got a barren world. We've got, what's that? Another barren world. There's a sun. There's a gas giant. Toxic world. Barren world. Barren worlds. Even without surveying it, we know that there's not going to be an awful lot for us there. But what the hell? So we'll select the ship again, and we will send him back to base. There we go, and we will go and see what our friend here has found. Now that's useful. Now he has found energy station here. So immediately we're going to take our, oh, I haven't got enough credits to do it yet. I want to send him out to build a mining station above this, but I need 90 minerals, and I've only got 55 at the moment, so we'll have to wait for a bit. Beauty of this is you can just speed things up if you need to. Let's go into Unity. So that's been built. This is, we didn't build this one in the end, did we? So we leave that as it is. We seem to be in pretty good shape there. We're still got a surplus of food, which is great. Yeah, all good. So here we go. It looks like our home system at the moment, we've got 2 energy sources, which is great. Don't know what else we'll find, but oh, there we are, minerals, that's useful. So we're going to go and set up a, I still can't afford it, which is really annoying. Nearly there, just waiting. Even at double speed. So it's a bit slow to start with, this game, because you know you need to get your head around where you're going.
Updated.
It's paused itself, which is good. So we've encountered some strange alien vessel in the Daneb system. The strange objects have been logged as alpha bogies. Until we learn more about them, we should proceed with caution. Okay. Unity is an uproar following the news of an unidentified ship sighted in the void. Their intentions unknown. It would be prudent to assume the worst. Oh yeah, that's our style. We see the worst in everybody, and generally we're right. So, do we build a mineral collection or an energy? I think I'm going to go for energy, because I think, oh, leaders gained an extra level. I think I'm going to go and build here. So now I have the option. I can say build mining station, so he'll go across there, which is good. I also want to combine these fleets into one because it's annoying. So I'll select them both. I will click merge. There you go, and they're back together again. So I now have 4 ships in my fleet. Oh, another thing to notice, you will see there is a number beside them, so it's 93 is its...
We have found an anomaly. From time to time, our science ships will discover strange things while surveying worlds. These can be researched by scientists, but be certain their skills are up to the task. System survey complete.
Okay, let's slow this down again. Maybe we'll pause it for a minute. So, we've surveyed our home system, so that's good. These anomalies you get from time to time. Now you get one in your home system immediately, so it just basically gives you an idea of what they're about. You can see the anomaly level, so they get harder depending on what they are, and as they get harder the risk of failure is there. Now the failure risk can be anything from they just discovered nothing and it spoils the whatever you were looking for, or it can be that the scientist and even the ship can be destroyed. Now I played this over the weekend, and one of my really good scientists, he was like level 5 or 6, something like that, and he discovered an empty ship that appeared to have had some sort of madness, and he went mad too, and him and his entire crew died. So I lost him. So there is a failure risk. On this one it's nothing, so we've got nothing to lose. And you can see the little microscope symbol there to show us that we've done that. So what have we got else to do? The science ship has finished discovering things, so that's good. So we can send him out to this system here, survey system, we say. Take the pause off because we don't need it, and you can see up here it's telling us that the anomaly was discovered. You can see that that this system has been fully explored. So we'll get rid of both of those. I just realised I sent the science ship off before it even spotted or had to look at the
construction complete.
Oh well, never mind. What can I say? We're supposed to look at the anomaly, but he didn't. So we've built something here, which is great. Now on the tile here, it's telling us that the building requires a grown pop to function, so extra population basically. So what we could do, let's have a look off. We've got loads of food for the moment, so we could move one of our lower producing food guys in here. There you go. That's given us some kind of warning though. Oh, that's fine. It's only for the minute. So that seems to be the way to go. We've built our mining station here. We need some more energy though, so we're going to move across here. We can't build it yet, damn. Need some more credit. I need some more minerals. So what else have we got? I think that's it for the moment. I'd like to build another warship, but I can't afford to at the moment. But let's send the warships out, get them exploring. It's good to know what's out there before you send your scout, because the scout is pretty prized. See him heading towards the wormhole. Construction ship's got nothing to do. Just waiting for the credits to roll in, or the minerals to roll in, then I'll go and you can see my energy come down to just +1, so I'm not making very much energy anymore, whereas my minerals are actually not too bad, +6 there. Let's see the ships going into the wormhole here, and there they go, the warp through. That's kind of cool, isn't it? And they've reappeared over here. So this looks a promising world. We've got molten world, barren world, toxic world. What's that? Barren world, that one, didn't we? Barren. Continental world. Oh, now that's interesting. So that's a habitable world. Habitable, 80% habitable humans. That's useful. So we need to get over there and capture that area as quickly as we are able. Strike Force. I'm going to send that home again. While you're out flying around, your ships use energy. When they're docked, they don't seem to. The warships, I mean. Just waiting to have enough credits. Let's move the speed up again. Still not good enough, and this is one of the things early on, you just have to wait around for the necessary goods to arrive that allow you to do things. So we've now got that, we can build a station there, which is great. Shut that back down again.
System survey complete.
So we've surveyed this system. Oh, it's useful. It's got a level 3 energy credits, so we will try and get that too. I'm going to send him down to this system because I want him to to have a look at that system, because that looks really promising for colonization. Oh, what have we got here? Looks like we have visitors. Here we go, we have visitors. Now, it doesn't always mean that they are aggressive. However, Yeah, see, if we attack a neutral, we make them hostile against us. It's probably too early to start that, so we'll just wait for them, see what they do. Oftentimes they're just sort of trucking through, really. Okay, so that ship was built. More energy, which is great. I'm going to send him next out here because I need the energy. So we've still got a little bit to go before we can afford to do that. So in the meantime, oh, we had a message there, didn't we? We missed it. That tells us about this fella. Let's get him down to the system in the meantime, just to be ready for when we do have the opportunity. This is an interesting world here. So it's 80%. So the other thing to notice, depending on the planet that you started on, will be your preferred type of planet. So you can see here, there's a green sort of symbol telling us that that's habitable by my race. At the moment I'm only allowed to land on the same sort of worlds that I came on for it, so this is continental world. That's the only thing available to me, but as time goes by you have options to try and build you have options to utilize other types of planets. So if you're from a water-based planet, you might even be able to use sand, for instance, a desert one. That's what I'm trying to say. Put my teeth back in. So there we go. So what have we discovered? We discovered something. Leader has gained experience, so the scientist is doing well, which is good. So I think in pretty good shape. We've got 4 warships now. We've got our construction ship is busy building some more energy for us. Our home planet's just going to have a quick look at that. See what we're doing here. What's this? Hunt for Hyacinthia. Hyacinth. Meant to arrive on a local cluster 3 years after his ancestors came here from Earth. The mission was similar to Spore colonies that were established. Blah blah blah. Ark failed to make contact with Unity, assuming it ever left the Earth. So basically, you have an option to choose to...
Situation log updated.
There you go. So we're doing it. I will
System
show you
survey complete.
Okay, that's good. So let us... No, can't afford to build anything yet. Useful planet again. Haven't been here, have we? Nope, let's do that. Okay, so new mining station's done, that's good. Just this fella here. I think we'll send him down to this one. I want to make sure that we grab... Yeah, I think we try and grab this territory next, because this looks pretty prized real estate. There's a world that we can utilize, so that's got to be good.
Research complete.
There we go, first research done.
Anomaly found.
Cool. So here we go, anomaly's been found. It's a big one, it's a level 4 one, and the 50% risk. So we've got options to leave it now, change scientists, or research it. We'll leave it for now. On the research side, we found this one. So these are the options it's given us now. So we can unlock blue lasers, different building types, or research speed up by 5%. Well, I think we'll do that one because that helps us all the way around. We've only got 14 months until we can buy our
Information
ship.
log updated.
I was going to show you this next. So we're doing okay there, I think. So let's go back. Oops, not that one, sorry, this one here. So this is our situation log. It was blank previously, so here's the hunt for what have you. We have the ability to hunt for these systems around the map. So we can click on there, you can see that one lights up immediately close by us. This is the ability to investigate various of the local species. Let's do that one because it'd be useful to know what they're like, because I think they're pretty close to us. Okay, don't like him hanging around in my planet. Okay, that's annoying. That's not within our star system. So on here you can, yeah, clearly shows the orange stuff, or the ready orange is our system. This is outside it, but by building a... I don't really want to build one here though. Because if I build one here, I lose the ability to build. So I can build a frontier outpost here, but I'll lose the energy opportunity there. So what I might do instead...
Anomaly found.
Don't know what to do there. Okay, so we found another anomaly. Again, risk is quite high, 15%. We can't afford to lose our ship right now. Let's just pause
complete.
this while I think about what I'm going to do. So the construction ship is there. He could go here. No, he can't go here. So there's two anomalies in the system, which is interesting. There's our science ship. If I can get him to this one. I'm inclined to send him to set up a base here if I can, or somewhere outside of. I don't want to lose that. Yeah, there's someone hanging around though. Okay, I'm going to have to lose the energy just because I can't afford to have somebody else take this on my border. So let's go and set up a frontier. So that will allow this system to come into my control effectively. We also had a research thing come online, so Betharian Power Plant 1. So we'll set a new research up. More storage, excess etc. Defensive platforms. I suspect we're going to be in a war fairly soon, so let's do that. Okay, I think we're good. Alright, well, what else can we see? Can't see anything else on the map yet. As we encounter other races, we'll start to see them appear. But I think for now that will do us. I'm still on pause, that would help. I think for now that will do us. That's been a quick intro into the game. We're doing okay. It's the early days. It's the start of our species starting its journey across the stars. Who knows where it will lead or what the opportunities will be.
Special project complete.
That's jolly good. Thank you. Okay, so before we go on, let's just show this. So this was we did a special project on discovering this life form that we'd seen. There are various types you get within the game. These are fairly benign. They won't attack us unless we attack them. But generally that means they're sitting in somewhere where we need to get to. So eventually you do have to go and kill them. And they're not easy to kill, to be absolutely honest. Really not. So, what else we got? Scientist has gone up a level, which is nice. Let's just turn it down a bit, speed-wise. I'm going to go after these 2 minerals afterwards, I think. So, anyway, as I say, this is Gamer Dom. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. If you do, please give it a like and maybe subscribe, and I will endeavour to show you more gameplay from my illustrious empire as it continues to grow, hopefully. In the meantime, have fun, enjoy your games, and I'll see you again soon. Good night.